So let me share back my screen. And then we see how we can upload a project to GitHub. So this is a step-by-step process, and if you miss one step, then you get problems. I think we should start with uploading a project, and then we shall end at downloading a project and then running it. So I'm going to open my browser. For me, I already have my Git account logged into my computer. So I'm going to click on GitHub. I think you are seeing that.
So I see.
Are you seeing it? That here in my options, I have GitHub.
Yes, I see.
So I can click on that GitHub. Since my account is already logged in, so I will not need to log in into my GitHub account. So that's my account. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a new, for example, let me first go to my repositories and you see the repositories I have there. I think you are seeing those. Those are some of the repositories I have.
Yes, I see.
I have one for quotes. I have national ID. I have online application. I have AI searching. I have the school project. I have new project. So that is my repository. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to take my cursor here. Are you seeing that additional sign there? Are you seeing that additional symbol which is here?
Which side? Which side? I'm not seeing. I've seen.
Where my cursor is. So I'm going to click on that additional sign. When I click on it, it will bring options. Add a new repository, import a new repository, new gist, new organization, new project. So now for you, for like, if you want to create a project as a group, you can always choose as a new project. For example, you can be creating as an organization whereby you want multiple users to be in position to edit. Are we together there? So should we continue? So you click on, we are going to choose a new repository. And when we choose a new repository, I'm going to choose a new repository. And when I choose new repository, then they are going to give me an option to write the name there. Yeah. So it will bring that screen. And then when it brings this screen, you type in the name of the repository you want to create. For example, I want to call this one quote card. I can give it any name. Quote card. I can also decide to add a description. I can say a flat application. Showing use of card widget. Using Flutter and that. So I've written a short description of the project. And then I scroll down. If I want to make it private, I make it private. I click on private. For example, if you don't want anyone to access your project, but if you want people to see it, then you can make it public. Then you go to create repository. So now I'm going to click on create repository. And now it is creating the repository. After creating it, it's going to show some things there. So now I'm going to minimize this window. Then I'm going to the folder. Are you seeing that folder called the project? Because that's the folder where I have all my projects. So I'm going to choose that folder where I have project. I click on that folder. And when that folder, so this one is asking you add the README file to talk about the project. Yeah, that README file is always to talk about the project. But if you don't want it, you ignore. So then I'm going to choose the project which I want to upload. It is this one, which is called the quotes. So this is the project which I want to upload. Are you seeing it? Are you seeing that quotes project which is there? And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to right click on the quotes. So I just right click on that folder. For example, this is quotes. I right click there. It brings options. The first option is view. The next one is sort by, group by, refresh, customize. And the next one is git bash here. Are you seeing those options? So are you seeing all those options? So then in those options, I'm going to choose git bash here. So I think you are now seeing that option, which is git bash here. So I just click on that. When I click on git bash here, it will open a git command. That is the git terminal. So when it opens the git terminal, now I can start typing what I want to type there. So the first command you have to type is git init. So here you have to know those commands in the folder. I will send a file with those commands. So in case you mischange, you change them, it will not work for you. The first one is git init, because you are uploading the initial file. I press enter, and they are telling me initialized empty git repository. Then the next thing I have to do is to type git space add. Let me maximize it. Git add, then space, a full stop. I type git space add space, a full stop, and then I press enter. Now it is checking the files. You've added another git repository inside your current repository. Clones of the outer repository will not contain the contents. So they are telling me all the files which are going to be added. Then the next thing is I'm going to type git. You have to commit that this is your project. So you type git commit -m a space, and then there type something. So for example, I'm going to say this is my first commit. Because for example, you may want to change something in this project that means that that one will be your second commit. But here it is the first project which I'm uploading, so it is my first commit. I press enter. Are you seeing that they are telling me that all those folders are going to be created? So they are creating all those folders, and all those folders are got from my folder, from the project folder. And then the next thing, I'm going to go to the repository, I copy, I go back to my GitHub terminal. Are you seeing this link which is here, which I have highlighted? So are you seeing that link?
Yes, yes.
So that link which I have highlighted, I'm going to copy it. How do you copy it? You just come, you can just click here to be copied. But if you want, you can just select and then you press Ctrl C and you copy it. Then I go back to my Git terminal. So now in my Git terminal, I'm going to type git remote, git, then remote, then I type add, then I add origin. In other words, I'm trying to command Git that I want to add a project, and the place where I'm going to add that project is this link which I'm going to paste here. So after typing git remote, then add origin, you leave a space, you paste the link which you have copied. I think that actually this link which I have pasted contains even the account, because you are seeing the username is there. Then also it contains the repository where we are going to add the project, which is codecard.git. And then after, I just press enter. And then after, the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to type git push origin master. Because when you look at this code which is here, it is showing a desktop project master. It is showing me that they are pushing this project to the master branch. So this GitHub is always having two branches, either the master branch or the main branch. So for me, I made a setting to my GitHub account so that whichever I upload goes to the master branch. So that's why I'm typing git push origin master. So I'm trying to push the project to the master branch. So I click on enter.
So what's the difference?
So now the difference, for example, I can decide to create other branches. For example, I can decide to create a branch and I call it application 1. I create another branch and I call it application 2. So if I want to upload a project, for example, at the end of our lessons, I'll get all the applications we have built. I upload them to GitHub, but I'll make sure that I create branches for each and every file which I have in that folder. Because when you look at this folder, which is projects, so far I have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 5 applications which are there. Meaning that I want to add them to one repository, but what I will do, I will create branches. So that the first application which we started with goes to the first branch. The second application goes to the second branch. The third goes to the third branch. So if there are 10 applications, those will be 10 branches. So I'll make sure that each application is having a branch. So if you want to download the other one, you go to. Are you trying to get what I mean? So that's
how do you name the branches?
Of course, how do you when you go to GitHub, they can give you that option of adding a branch when you go to settings. Actually, when you go to settings, but most things you will look at them when you are there. There is this part for settings. Are you seeing it? So that part for settings, you can always add a branch from settings. So then after typing git push origin master, I press enter. And then it is compressing files, so I wait for it. And they're telling me that everything is up to date. So when you see that, then you know that you are on the right track. So I think, are we there now?
Yes.
So then the next thing I will do, that is the last command. I will type git push and then F and then origin and then the name of the branch where I have pushed my application. So which is git push origin master. Then you should not forget that F in the middle. Git push dash then F then origin master and you press enter. So you wait for it to load. And now everything is okay. So they are telling me the new branch is master. So now I'm going to go back to my GitHub. If you want, you can refresh. I can refresh here. And it goes again. So are you seeing that when I refresh the page, now I'm seeing this. So now the mistake I have made, have you seen the mistake I've made? I have uploaded all the projects at once. Are you seeing that? Meaning that I didn't select the other option. So I've uploaded all the projects which I had at once. So, but now what I can do, I can first delete them and then I do that again. Let me go back to my repositories and I delete a repository. So you can always even delete a repository if you no longer want it. And how do you do that? Just how can you see that mistake in the terminal? For example, when you see here, you see that I have the project folder is open, meaning that it is accessing whichever is in the project folder. Are you seeing that mistake there? Yet it is supposed to access only. Oh, sorry, my sound was off. So when you look at this error which I'm having here, it is showing remote origin already exists. So the meaning of that is that I'm trying to upload a project which I already uploaded. And you can't upload a project which you already uploaded on GitHub. So you have to upload a project once. So are you following?
You try uploading any other, just a simple project.
I try any other project. Because this one I have uploaded it. I have uploaded it recently. So I was trying to upload it again. And when you try to upload it again, they tell you that the project is already uploaded. So let me try to upload another one. For example, I have the vendor, but is this one not uploaded? Okay, this one for vendor is not yet uploaded. Let me right click on it, and then I choose Git bash here. Okay, so I think John, we are now together because we are repeating that process. So the first one is Git init. So you have to make sure the project you are adding is not yet there. Then the next one is Git add all. That full stop means you are adding all files. Enter. And then we are there. Then the next one is Git commit M, and then I can say this is the initial commit because I'm uploading it for the first time. I press enter. It loads all the files. Now the next step is to go back to GitHub. I copy that link which is there. I say Control C, and then I go back to my terminal. I think which terminal is it? So it is this one. And then in my terminal, I'm going to type git remote, and then I'm going to type add origin, and then I skip a space. Then there I right click and I paste the link like that. That is git remote add origin, and then the URL. Then I can press enter. And when I press enter, the next step will be I type git, then I want to push this project to the master branch. So git push origin master. I click on enter, and then I type the last step. So I wait for it to upload all the files, and then they are telling me new branch, which is master branch. And then I type the last step, which is git push, and then dash F, then origin master. Because I pushed my code to the master branch, that's why I'm typing origin master. If it was the main, then it would be origin main. Then I press enter, and now I'm done. So they are just I think there are 8 codes which you have to use. The first one is git init, the next one is git add, then the next one is git commit, the other one is git remote, then you go to git push, and then you go to, there are 7 commands.
Copy those things and first put on the chat. I see the commands, all of them.
Okay, I'm going to share them. Let me send them in the chat. I created a file here. So I can just come and say Control C. I paste them in the chat. I think you are seeing them now in the chat. So all the commands you need are there. So they are trying to explain each and everything. So now let us try to check and see if our project is there. Let me refresh this page. I think now that I have the codes there. At first, these codes were not there. But now you can see that now the codes are there, meaning that now the project has been uploaded. So it has the Android folder, it has the iOS, and it has the web and the Windows. Meaning that this project can run on Windows, it can run on the web, it can run on iOS, and it can run on Android. So that's why we're seeing those 4 folders: Android, iOS, web, and Windows. So meaning that if someone wants to run this, and when you look at here, they are telling you one commit. Are you seeing it here? One commit. Because this is the first commit. I'm uploading it for the first time.
But if you use another file name, can it recognize?
Another file name like what?
Of course, it's saying it's your first time to what, to upload it. What if you change the file name, or maybe it's just
even if you change the file name, it will know that it is the same code actually, because for it checks the codes which are inside. So that's why when I try to create a new repository to upload the other project which I already uploaded, it was rejected. Because when it looks at the contents, it uses some concepts of artificial intelligence. It can look at the content and then it will know that this content is the same. So now another thing I'm going to do, let me go back to my account. I want to go back to my repositories. Let me So those are my repositories. Are you seeing them? So now I want to run this code which is national ID. I'm assuming that maybe someone sent me a GitHub link and I've typed the GitHub link there. And then I want to download that project and then run it on my computer. So I simply go to that project. Are you seeing that now? I'm seeing the codes for that project. Are you seeing this option for code which is here?
Yeah.
I just click there, and when you click there, they bring options. Open Git desktop. There is download zip. So you always choose download zip. And when you click on download zip, so they are trying to check the file, and then after it will start downloading. And now you are seeing that. I save the file, I click on OK, and when I go to my downloads here, it is downloading. It has been downloaded. Are you seeing that? Now, when I double click on it, since it is zipped, it will be opened using this WinRAR app which I have. Now I want to remove this project and I drop it into this folder so that I can run it. I just get this project, I drag it and I drop into that folder. I see that now it has been extracted to this folder. Now when you check on the folder, I have that project, which is National ID Master. This master shows that it was in the master branch. And when I open it, you actually see that I have the Android, I have the assets, I have the fonts, I have the iOS, I have the lib. This project can run on Android and iOS. Then if I want to run it, I simply use the other steps which I used. I look for command prompt, that is CMD, and then I browse to that folder. That is CD desktop, because it is on the desktop. Then I go to CD project, because it is in that folder which is called project. And then the CD, I can look for the name. Some names contain the symbols. So if I want to get that name, I can even assume that I want to rename it, and I copy that name. Let me say right click, then I choose the rename. You can see that the name is now highlighted. I simply click Ctrl C to copy the name, and I click anywhere to close it. I go back to my terminal and I paste it there. That is right click and it is pasted. I think that because if you make any mistake, they'll tell you that that folder is not found. I press enter and you see that it is showing that folder. The next step will be running Flutter run. And then I can run the project. Even if I want to open the project using Android Studio, I simply go to my Android Studio. So here I was creating a project which is having this error, but I'm not interested in that error. So I just go to File. I want to close this project. Let me first close this project. So when it closes the project, it will open again. So it opens again. I just go to open existing project. I think that option. I open the existing project, and when I choose that, my project is located on the desktop. I think you see that the folder project is opening now, and then the project is there, National ID Master. So I simply click OK, because now I want to edit the project. For example, I may decide to get a code from someone, then I edit the code. I think that's all for today.
I have a question.
Hmm.
What if you're looking for some source code, eh?
Of course, you can.
And you're searching for it.
You can go to Google and you search for it. They will show you if it is on GitHub. They will show you the location of the GitHub project, and you download it.